Hello and welcome to catgurus.com. Now in this session we will understand how to use CATGurus and how to use its analytics. So first of all, let's see what exactly it is. Now what is a report? This is where the entire intelligence goes into. Let's have a look at one of the reports. Now you will see there is an overview here. In the overview you will have the solution key at the left. Now in case you want to see the solution of this question, you can press the key, it will show up the solution. This is a shortcut to look at the solution. What is difficulty? Now if you look closely, there are different types of difficulties in here. There is an ice cream which is supposed to be the easiest, grapes which is next level, then there is a chili which is the third level of difficulty, and then there is poison which is like nightmare. You have marks of that specific question. Now here we have given an option, of course. CAT gives you 3 marks. Tomorrow if it starts variable marking, you can take an advantage here. What is the time taken by you on this question? So on this question, an easy level question, the person took 3 minutes and 24 seconds and he got it right. Let's go back to CAT, 70 minutes, 30 questions. What is the average time per question? So if you divide it as 2 minutes and 20 seconds per question. So this will give you what? This is a more time taken comparatively to the average, but still it is fine. In this question, we invested 3 minutes and 33 seconds and could not get it right. So you can see a remarks here, you got it wrong. If you are not absolutely sure, better not attend these questions because these are very, very tough questions, right? So this is how the entire thing happens. If you look here also on the difficult, you have the same thing. But if you get a medium kind of question wrong, it can be, okay, these can be solved quickly and easily. Go to the solution, find out where you went wrong and review the basic concepts. Now this is something which is important. An easy question or a moderate question, if you get it wrong, it will tell you go back to the section, practice more and then come back, and this kind of questions can be solved. Let's look at different part of the analysis now. What is accuracy? Now in accuracy we can very clearly see there are section wise. So there is quantitative, data interpretation, verbal and reasoning. So these were the questions, question number 1, 2, 3. These were the questions which from the quantitative section. How much did you score? You scored 30 out of 57. Because there were 19 questions, so 57 marks in all, you scored 30. Now if you see, you got 12 correct, but you got 30, which means that you got some wrong, so negative marking takes that impact. But what is accuracy? Here if you say 12 out of 19, that is not 67%. So accuracy is only measured out of the questions you attempt. It is not out of total questions. So one question, question number 20, which is white here, is something that you have not attempted. 19, which is wrong, so you got it red. And 18, you got it right. So number of rights upon total number of attempts will give you the accuracy. Now let's see if you want to break it down. So let's break down quantitative part. Now there is a logic. So you have one question of logic where you got it wrong. You have algebra where there were 6 questions, you did not attempt one of them and you got 3 out of 5 right. So you can see your accuracy in algebra. Geometry you got all right, and arithmetic you got 50% right, or accuracy is 50%. Now this is how you can use this to identify where exactly you are going wrong, and then you can go ahead and break it down and focus your preparation on that specific area. Let's look at time allocation. What is time allocation? Now on an overall basis, okay, you spent 2 hours 19 minutes and 45 seconds out of 2 hours 20 minutes. Now in the section 1, which is the quantitative section, you spent 34 minutes on the questions you attempted correctly, 27 minutes on the wrong questions, and 7 minutes on the questions that you left unattempted. Now this you can say 2 ways. First thing, that's the amount of time that you wasted on wrong questions and unattempted questions. So on a question which you are not attempting, or probably your deciding time to see whether you have to attempt that question or not has to be faster. So this is where you have to improvise, and the questions you got it wrong, probably focus on it and get your thing right. Now in the percentile section, you will see first of all you get the percentile. So in the section 1 you got 91 percentile. However, you scored 38 out of 90 because 30 questions, so 90 marks total. You scored 38, but you got 91 percentile. Now, these percentiles are not randomly determined. After a lot of research, we found out the optimum percentile that you will get for a certain paper. This is how we predict, and this is fixed. It is not that if 10 people have taken a test, so percentile will be according to 10 people. This will be determined by our team, our expert team at the back end, to give you a real time feel of no matter when you are taking the test, you will get the right percentile. And once you have got the percentile, based on the previous year's cutoffs, you will be able to understand, okay, I could have cleared IIT Delhi, Exam Bhubaneswar, IMT Ghaziabad and so on. These many colleges would have been converted at least on the first phase after you have got this kind of score. So, this is how you understand where you exactly stand, and this also helps you focus that, okay, these colleges I will be able to crack. So, I have to fill up some forms out of these and then probably attempt a higher percentile to focus on better colleges than these. Let us look at comparative analysis. Now, comparative analysis, you will see, okay, on the top you have time taken, score and percentile, which is fine. Let us go down slightly. What is attempt percentage? Now, out of all the students who have actually attempted this question, or rather seen this question in their question papers, 49% have attempted it. So, you can very clearly see what is the ratio of people actually attempting this question, and out of all the people who have actually seen this question, 23% have got it right. So, you can very clearly identify where exactly you stand. So, if you have got it wrong, you are with the majority, but that is not the right thing to do, but at least you can see where exactly you stand. You have got it right, but you are still amongst the 39% who have got it right. In the third question, you got it right, but you are a part of the 13% population who have got it right. Now, this is how you can actually compare with all the competitors of yours, because CAT does not differentiate between an engineer and a non-engineer and a XYZ. So, here you have the entire set of people who have taken this, and you can get the right kind of comparison. In question selection, now this is an interesting part. Here you have a breakup. Okay, easy questions. In the quantitative section, you had 4 easy questions, you got all of them right. In the data interpretation section, you had 3 questions which were easy, which you, out of which 2 got right, 1 was wrong, and 3 more questions which you did not even attempt. So, you can very clearly identify where exactly you are losing. So, you had 3 questions in data interpretation which you did not attempt. So, this is how you can also break it down to where exactly you should focus your preparation for the rest of the period to CAT. Then there are unattempted questions, you can have a look at those questions, and if you want to go back, okay, if you want to re-look at the paper without looking at the solution, you can look at review questions. This will help you look at all the questions in the same manner as you were in the test, right. So, this is how the analysis helps you in, first of all, identifying your weak areas, and then probably focusing your attention. Okay, once you are done with this, you can go back to the quick tests and take those specific quick tests, because there are so many. If you count the number of quick tests, there are more than 500 quick tests which are given. So, you can actually not exhaust all of them during the initial phase and keep some of them, or rather use some of them during the last phase when you identify that, okay, you are not very good in numbers. So, you can go back and take some numbers tests. Now, this is where you can actually use this platform and analytics in order to improve your preparation. All the best and good luck.